All right, let's go down to the mat. Now let's go and grab your towel. What I've done with my towel is I have a beach towel here, kind of like a bath towel, somewhere in between. I fold my towel in half, lengthway. I fold in half, and then I fold it again in half. Right? Now, this is optional. I'm going to place the towel underneath my neck as I lie on the back. Right, you're going to have to fold to a size that is comfortable for your neck. And again, if you feel like the towel is an accessory for you, you can just put it aside and then go ahead and lie on your back. And then place the scarf or the band somewhere close to you because we're going to access it in a bit. So let's go ahead. Now, the best way to lie on your back is to roll onto the side of your body. Right, and then you go ahead and roll onto your back. Okay, now place your head down, place your pelvis. Now I want you to just find a comfortable position for your pelvis and your lower back, meaning you don't feel too much of a strain in the lumbar spine and the lower spine here. Even if you feel like you need to imprint the lower back down to the floor, go ahead and do so. Okay, find a comfortable position here. Now I want you to extend the right leg down on the floor and then bring the left up. Grab onto the shin, and then from here, I want you to compress the hip by pulling the thigh bone towards your chest, and then keep reaching the other leg down onto the floor. Right, I want that back to be sort of compressed down to the floor. I want the hip to be compressed inward. Now I want you to practice your breathing here again. So go to diaphragmatic breathing. As we inhale, you feel the expansion of the belly into your thigh. And then exhale, allow it to deflate, and perhaps you can have a little bit more compression in the hip joint here as you breathe out. Again, in breath. Exhale, press in. So we want to have a deep fold in the hip as we compress the thigh down. 2 more, in breath. Exhale. Last here, keep stretching the right leg down onto the floor, away from the hip. Exhale, release the lower back down to the floor, allow the muscle to relax. And then go ahead and release the leg down, and then we bring the right leg in, the left one extend, and then bring the right leg up, pressing the thigh bone to your chest. And in breath, feeling the belly expanding into your thigh. Exhale. Perhaps we can press the thigh bone a little closer to your chest, and the left leg will still be active, reaching out from the hips. In breath. Exhale. Try to instill a sense of relaxation on the back muscle as you compress the thigh bone to your chest. If you feel your back muscles are tensing, use your breath. Let it ask it to calm down, and let it ask it to rest down onto the floor or lengthen down to the floor. 1 more, in breath. Exhale. All right, and then we're going to release the leg down. Bring the left leg in, and we're going to do double hip compression. So go ahead and bring the left up, and then join the right one up as well. And now here, compress the thigh bone to the chest. And again, we breathe in. Exhale. See if you can really try to get the bottom to lengthen down to the floor and not so much curling up off the floor. The idea here is to melt the back muscle all the way down to the tailbone, melting it to the floor. In breath. Exhale. 2 more breaths. Exhale. The last breath. Okay, let's move on to some knee circle, hip circle. Bring the legs together as much as they can be together. Compress to your chest. Pull them away. Out and in. So out to the side, away and in. Exhaling in. Inhale. Now as the thigh bone move away from your chest, be mindful that you're not arching your back. Compress in breath. In breath. Nice and easy. In the hip socket, one more. And then we're going to reverse. Out, in, and away, in, 3, 2, 1. Good job. Lower one foot and the second one. And then let's go and grab the scarf or the band or belt. Let's move on to hamstring stretch. So let's pick the left leg up and then place the scarf. I'm using a scarf here. I'm going to place my scarf on the base of my foot here. Keep the other leg bent here. You can move the leg slightly further away. It doesn't have to be quite close to your pelvis here. And then what we're going to do, hold on to the end bit of the scarf. Now, dorsiflex the foot here. I want you to really feel the bone, the leg bone, sort of anchoring down to the pelvis here. Now, pelvis stays in neutral where you feel comfortable. We're going to go ahead and bend, fold the hip and bend the knees. Exhale, straighten the leg as much as you can. It doesn't have to go vertical. It can go slightly away, but I want you to try to get the pelvis in a neutral position here. And go ahead and fold and then extend. You should feel the stretch of the back of the leg. And in breath, extend. And 2 more. Extend. The last here. Extend. And then we're going to hold the stretch, all right? Now, perhaps you can bring the leg closer towards you. And we're going to hold that for 5 breaths. Inhale. Exhale. Let's tell the pelvis to settle down to the floor as you breathe out, as you pull the leg closer to your chest. So I want the back muscle to relax down. In breath. Breathe with the diaphragm, not the chest. One last. All right. Now let's hold on with the right hand. Hold on to the scarf with the right hand. The left one will go down to the side here. You can release the stretch a little bit. And what we're going to do, bring the leg across the body. And then we're going to sickle the foot, meaning the little toe is going to curl over. And thinking about the little toe going down to the floor. And really want to get the pelvis still heavy to the floor and reaching the leg away. You're going to stretch the lateral side, the outside of the leg here. And in breath. Exhale. You can reduce the intensity of the stretch by pulling the leg away, or you can increase intensity by bringing the leg up towards you, but making sure the pelvis stays grounded. 3 more breaths. 2. 1. Reset back to center. Bend the knee. Let go. We're going to switch legs. So go ahead and bring the right leg up. Dorsiflex. Again, the left foot can be slightly further away from the pelvis. Hold on to the end bit of the scarf or the band. Go ahead and soften the hip and the knee. Keeping the pelvis down, extending the legs to an appropriate height for you. And in breath. And exhale, stretch. And it's okay if your knee does not stretch fully. If you feel like it's slightly bent and then you're already shaking, and that's fine. And that's where you are at now. Recognize it, honor it, and then it will progress with practice. In breath. Extend. In breath. Extend. One more. Extend. We're going to hold the last stretch. And then we're going to bring the leg closer to you perhaps. I'm going to stay there. In breath. So we're going to intensify the stretch. And 5 breaths. Again, go deeper if it's available for you today. Make sure your pelvis stays grounded. One more breath. Okay, and release the stretch a little bit. Grab the scarf with the opposite arm, with my left arm, and then sickle the foot, release the stretch, and bring it across the body. Right arm down to the floor, shoulders opened. Keep the pelvis heavy. In breath. Exhale. In breath. Exhale. 3 more breaths. 2, 1, and release back. Good job. Let go of the scarf. Put the scarf away to one side. Go ahead and take the left leg up. We're going to stretch our glute. Now grab onto the back of the right thigh. Pulling the right thigh towards you, and then using the left elbow to push the left thigh bone away. And I want you to just be slightly biased, bringing your weight towards the right side. So bringing the leg slightly towards the right side of the body. And then from there, again, you can pull the leg closer to you and you're pushing the left thigh away. And you feel a stretch at the back of the left bottom. And ideally, your bottom should be resting down. And we're going to stay here. In breath. Exhale. 4 more breaths. Exhale. 3. 2. 1. Good job. And release. All right, let's change. Switch leg, bring in the other one. Hands behind the thigh. Pulling the thigh bone towards you. And using the right elbow to push the right thigh away. And then bias, bringing your weight towards the left side. And then again, we pull into you, push away. We breathe in. And then breathe out. Breathe in. And then breathe out. 3 more sets of breath. 2. 1 more. And release. Lower lower. All right, open your arms out to the side and have the feet slightly wider than your pelvis here. Onto a hip roll. Dropping the legs to the right side. You can also turn the head over to the left. Bring it back to the center. Over to the other side. In breath. Exhale. And turn. Exhale. And drop. Exhale. In breath. And 2 more each side. One last set. And the last one. Beautiful. All right, bringing the feet in line with the pelvis, in line with the sit bone, arms long by the side here. Now, we're going to take an in breath. Exhale. Let's draw in our transverse abdominis. I want that center to be nice and stable. Now, dorsiflex the left foot. Go ahead and slide the left leg down and take the left arm overhead. And what we want to do here, make sure that the center does not arch up. So we're going to use that TA, the transverse abdominis, to stabilize it. And then go ahead and bring the arm and the leg in. Repeat. And we slide out, reach out a little bit further, and inhale. Exhale. This is where we practice our lateral breathing here. And an in breath, because we want the center, the belly, to be active as we slide the limbs away from each other, and then bringing the limbs back to each other. And so the rib cage will expand sideways and into the floor. Exhale, bring it in again. One more. Exhale out. In breath. And then let's change. Dorsiflex the other foot. All right, breath out. Pull in the TA and then go ahead and slide the leg and the arm away. In breath, come in. Again, checking on the stability of the midline of the body. And then back. You can also place the other hand onto the belly if you want, if you wish, just to make sure that we are not arching and rocking the pelvis as we move the arm and the leg. And out. In breath. 2 more out. In breath. Last one out. In breath. Brilliant. All right, let's come up. The best way is to the side, roll, help yourself up, push up, and come to sit position. All right, now let's go into a kneeling position here. If you have a thin mat, I advise you to actually fold the mat in half or go ahead and place the towel underneath the knee. We come up onto a kneeling position. So right leg forward. Tuck the back toes under on the left foot. I want you to not to hang in your back, but really still have the center supporting you. And then bring your body forward. The front knee should be in line with the ankle bone. You should feel a stretch on the back and the front of the left hip here. So find that stretch, pull up the center. I want you to squeeze the left foot a little bit. Stay tall. Stay here. Once you find the stretch, 5 sets of breath. Inhale. Exhale. In breath. Exhale. You shouldn't be feeling any lumbar spine here. You should feel a stretch in the front of the left hip. Just make sure you double check that. And one more. Release. Switch side. Other foot forward. Come, bring your body forward. Make sure you find a stretch in the front of the right hip for the hip flexors. Once you got it, curl the pelvis under, squeeze your bum forward, pull up the abs, lift tall, 5 sets of breath. We hold, inhale, exhale, and again, double check that we are not feeling any compression in the lumbar spine. If we do, we need to lengthen up. We're going to use the abdominal a little bit more here to support yourself. 2 more. Last. and release. Good job. Okay, now here we're going to do our windmill arm. So grab onto the towel. You can fold the towel, roll it a little bit here. And then I want you to just go ahead, line side again, line from the side. All right, rest your side of the head onto the towel, tuck the knees in. All right, you can bend the knees, you can have your feet in line with the pelvis here, arms forward. If you can, I want you to engage and activate the lower, what do you call this? Waist. Lower waist, lift it up, arms forward. Now slide the top arm forward, and then I want you to just take the top arm up overhead, and then rotate it to the back, and I want you to just follow your eyes with the arm, and then down to the pelvis side and forward. And we're gonna inhale, down, and just keep breathing. Don't stop breathing. Inhale. 2 more. One last. Reverse. Forward, down, slide back, up around, and down, slide out, up around, and down. 3 more, and 2, and 1. Good job. All right, let's come up. Push yourself up. Let's bring the towel over to the other side. And so we can face each other. And then pulling up my pants because my belly's getting bigger. Onto the side. Tuck the knees, feet in line. Lifting the underneath waistline. And let's go ahead forward. Slide away up, around, back, and down. And we go down, forward. Again, keep breathing as you move the arm. 2 more. Last one. Reverse, slide forward, downward we go, out and up, and 2, 3 more, 1 last. Good job. All right, help yourself up again. And now what we're going to do with towel here. This is actually my favorite stretch or my favorite series to open up the chest. Okay, so we have the towel fold in 4. And now what I'm going to do with the length way, you're going to roll the towel like a lock and place it in the middle of the mat here. And then we're going to place yourself onto the towel. So roll onto your side. All right, find the towel, the top of the towel with your head. Ooh, I messed up. Let's do that again. Right. And then you're going to have to hold the end bit as well. And then place yourself on the towel. So I want the towel to be underneath the head and somewhere around the middle back here. All right, feet are in parallel position. Hands on the shoulder. Once you get yourself there, elbows to elbows, circle the elbow around and up, down. Let's do 5 here. 2. Just allow the gravity to melt the chest down to the floor as you move the arms. 1 more. And center, now reverse. We go down, around and up. 1, elbows to elbows if you can. 2, 3, 4, last here, 5. Good job. All right, arms up to the sky. We open. Maybe you can drop it down. Up. 2. Allow the shoulder to sort of rest down into the floor a little bit here. And 3. One more. Stay. Turn the palms towards the knee. Right arm overhead, left arm down. And then switch. Switch. Take care as you move the arms that the rib cage, the lower rib cage lengthens down to the pelvis and not popping up to the sky. And so release the rib cage down. Melt the rib cage down. Soften the rib cage down, whichever word works for you. 2 more sets. Last set. Both arms are up. Circle. Both arms overhead. Circle down to the floor, towards the pelvis, towards the feet. Turn the palms down and up again. In breath. Exhale. In breath. Exhale. 2 more. Last here. Reverse. Palms up, arms overhead. Down. 2. 3. 2 more. Last one. Bring the arms up here. Now go ahead and bend the elbows like a goalpost. Press the elbows right down to the floor if that's available for you. And then go ahead and tip the lower arm, the forearm, onto the floor. You should feel a stretch in the front of the chest, your pectoral muscles across the front of the chest. And here, I want you to just, again, try to release the rib cage down. If you find it impossible to bring the elbows right down to the floor, and that's okay, you can let the arms float. You can put another towel underneath the elbow so it's not too strenuous for the chest. And just stay here, in breath. Going back to our diaphragmatic breathings. So relaxation breathing. Breathing into the diaphragm, not the chest. So allow the belly to expand and deflate. In breath. 3 more sets. 2. 1. Good job. Release the arm. I want you to roll to the one side and then pull the towel away from underneath you and just go ahead and lie on your back. I just want you to observe your back. How do you feel? Do you notice any different in your chest area? Do you notice any different in your pain, perhaps? Just take a mental note. All right, and then I want you to roll to the side and go ahead and come up. Okay, grab the towel. Again, I want you to sit on it. You don't have to have it in a lock like this. You can also actually fold it in a little triangle. No, this is not a triangle. This is a rectangle. I'm not thinking. Right, let's go and sit on it. Onto a mermaid position. So sit the pelvis on it. Now, so one leg in, one leg back like so. Nice and tall here. All right, now I want you to take the arms out to the side. Now, the same side, leg arm, reach up. Side bend over, and I'm not asking you to slouch down. I'm asking you to lengthen out of your pelvis, and I want you to bend over to the other side. We in-breath, find length through the spine. Exhale, a little deeper in the stretch. 2 more breaths. Last. Release and just switch leg. All right, arms out to the side. Up. Side bend over. Create length through the spine. And lower into the stretch. In breath creates length through the spine. Exhale. 1 more. And release. All right, remove the towel from underneath you. And then go ahead and sit the pelvis down onto your heels and stretch the arms out for the rest position here. You can open the knees slightly wider here on the outside of the rib cage. And I want you to send the pelvis down towards the heels. And then from here, the arms are actively reaching out. And just go ahead and move the arms onto the left side of the mat here. So you feel the right side of the body stretching. And then actively send the pelvis down onto the heels. And we're going to stay here for 3 sets of breath as we in-breath. Lengthening through the spine. Exhale, instill a sense of grounding of the pelvis. 2 more. One last. Walk your hands back to the middle, over to the left side. To the right side. And we're going to lengthen the left side away. Inhaling. Exhaling. Pelvis resting down as your arms actively reaching out. Again, 2 more breaths. Exhale. 1 more. Come back to the center. Roll yourself up. And sit nice and tall. Okay, let's come up to standing. Now, before we end the class, I want you to just stand right now. And I want you to observe your posture. Again, you can pause the video and go find yourself in front of the mirror or anywhere you can see a reflection of yourself. And then stand facing forward and just see the level of your ears, shoulder, pelvis, knee, and feet alignment. And then onto the sideline. Sit, check the side of your body, check the spine, and just observe again. How are you standing right now at the end of the class? And I want you now to walk around the room. And as you walk around the room, ask yourself, where is your pain at now? 1 being very good, almost no pain. 10 being in really great pain. And then cross-check your answer at the start of the class and currently now at the end of the class. Take a mental note and also just try to observe the sensation you have in the body right now. How are you feeling? Do you feel light? Do you feel free? Anything? Do you still feel heavy? I don't know. Anything. Ask yourself that and just cross-check. Okay, that's all we have for today. Well done. Thank you for joining me, and I'll see you back on the mat tomorrow. Have a fantastic day. Thank you for watching and completing the class. I'm Mira, and I'm here to help you to love, look, and feel your absolute best through Pilates. If you enjoyed this video, you will love my 7-day beginner challenge. Click the first link in the comment below and sign up. You will receive daily workout videos focus on building a sustainable practice in as little as 15 minutes per day. This is for all levels, as everyone can gain a deeper understanding of the Pilates fundamentals. If you enjoy my work, please like, comment, and subscribe, and turn on notification so you do not miss any of my free classes and programs. See you on the mat tomorrow.